Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Darlington Raceway here in Darlington, South Carolina. It's the return of the 400-miler race here in the Wawa Cup Series from Darlington, one of only 4 racetracks where we host 2 races throughout the season. And of course, this racetrack playing host to the finale, the Mello Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend. But we're still quite a ways away from that moment in time. We are here today to qualify for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Only a 74-lap race tomorrow, so a bit shorter than what we're used to seeing over there in the Southern 500. But we're excited for this one. This is one of my favorite racetracks in the game. Darlington Raceway is such a fun one. Yes, Ladova Charette, she loves this track. Of course, defending winner of the Southern 500. She's looking to get her first win of the season. We'll see what she can do in qualifying later on. But we're here for uncharted qualifying. Of course, the top 5 advance on, and the highest hot seat driver, if the hot seat driver is already in the top 5, then the 6th place driver advances on and will run in tomorrow's Advanced Auto Parts 400. Zayden Davidson, first driver out there to complete a lap. You want to get your lap in early. There is significant tire wear here at Darlington Raceway, and that is part way what makes this racetrack so unique. We'll see how it ends up shaking out for these guys here in the Uncharted session, see who gets the advantage. There have definitely been clear favorites and not so favorites in this Uncharted session throughout the year. A couple of drivers have still yet to make a start, but we have generally seen a lot of the same drivers qualify well, and a lot of it has to do with the car. These are some of the better teams, like Ryan Autosport, like Appalachian Motorsports, that have been making the show constantly and consistently. Team Williams as well has definitely proven that they have been a strong team this season. Zayden Davidson, of course, actually missed out last week at the Darlington Raceway, or at the Martinsville Speedway, I should say. And we're not going to have the scrolling ticker for this session. I do apologize. I must not have turned it on. We'll get it. Don't worry. Zayden Davidson's still the fastest one. You got Jared Martin and Eric Monaco, our hot seat drivers for this week. 91 is Nathan Meyer. 42 machine, that is Chris Reynolds, driving for Racing Motorsports. Number 90, that is Keegan Thompson. And then Skep Silver in the number 14. Zayden Davidson still with the fastest time. I think this is definitely the type of track that favors Zayden Davidson. Short track did not work out as well to his favor last week in Martinsville. Darian Arnsdorf is now second quickest. No surprise to see the Grattan Autosport Uncharted driver in that position. Arnsdorf 35th overall in the standings, but he's only made 5 starts this season, so he's doing a fairway decent job there. Haley Anderson Jr. just went to second. And that's Pacific Racing car, and Anderson has only made 1 start so far, which is a bit of a surprise considering that this is a Pacific Racing car. Jared Martin in the 96 there is up to second now, and so far, Chris Reynolds is the only hot seat driver who is currently, and Nathan Meyer just went up to the second position there in the 91 machine. Good run there for Nathan Meyer and Evans Ross Racing. This is another team we expect to be very good on these speedways. And right now, it's Darian Arnsdorf on the bubble, the 50 machine of Carson Miller, who has made more starts than any of the Uncharted drivers at this point this season. He has made all but 1 race in that number 50 machine for Appalachian Motorsports. The Lenovo Pro Series champion has done an excellent job in these qualifying sessions. And he's doing an excellent job once again. Nathan Meyer looking to make his first start of the season. He attempted the Daytona 500. Did not race his way in, though he received some championship points from the Mellow Yellow Duel. He is currently 3rd quickest right now. That means that Arnsdorf is right on the bubble. That's Johnson Jameson. As a matter of fact, I believe Jameson might be the last driver who has yet to make a start in the Wawa Cup Series this season, and this has definitely got to be a bit agonizing. He's right there on the cusp of making it in, but just quite not fast enough. Not quite fast enough, I should say, in that 27 machine. It's Zayden Davidson, Haley Anderson Jr., Nathan Meyer, Jared Martin, Carson Miller, and Darian Arnsdorf. And 3 of those guys are guys who have definitely run very well compared to the rest of these other Uncharted drivers, that being Davidson, Miller, and Arnsdorf. They have definitely been the drivers to beat in terms of the Uncharted battle this season, and no surprise to see those teams run well. That is Grattan Autosport, Appalachian Motorsport, and Team Williams. And this season in the Wawa Cup Series, those are 3 of the strongest teams, though 2 of those teams have yet to get a race victory. They have definitely run very well in the points and have historically run very well in the Wawa Cup Series. NS Racing has also been another one of those high-end teams this year. Of course, Travis Crampton, the points leader, so no surprise to see Jared Martin run well. And, you know, if there's any consolation to anyone here who's struggling to make it in, much as I hate to say it, it might be your car. And, you know, I said it early on, the car means a lot more in qualifying than it does in the race, I do believe. And, you know, the driver ratings are really going to make a minimal difference at this point in the season, but the cars are definitely very different from one another based on the setup that these team owners have put in their race cars, and they are racing the same cars that the charter drivers on that team are racing. So that number 14 that Skep Silver is driving, although he is not going to make it into the show, that's the same car that Ludovic Charette is driving in tomorrow's race. And that's a pretty big deal because you know the Grattan Autosport brings fast cars. That's why Darian Arnsdorf made it in there in the 11 machine. It's Zane Davis and Haley Anderson Jr., her second start of the season. Nathan Meyer, Jared Martin, and Carson Miller. Of course, Darian Arnsdorf as well making it on. Johnson Jameson, Chris Reynolds, J.R. Ribbleton, Skep Silver, Eric Monaco, Dylan Matthews, Keegan Thompson, and Aaron Lukes failed to qualify for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. Southern 500, a way different race, a way different animal, and this race a little bit lower key. But hey, it's still going to be a great race. And we're going to see who qualifies on pole here in just a few moments. So let's go ahead to Group A and see who makes it onto the Fast 6 here from the Darlington Raceway. And here we go for Group A from the Darlington Raceway, qualifying for the Advanced Auto Parts 400 tomorrow at noon Eastern Time right here on AG the channel. Quite excited for this race, and this race is kind of nestled in between a lot of interesting races on the schedule. We got Bristol next week, and we had Martinsville last week, and Rockingham's kind of similar to this track, but, you know, not all the way. But definitely the heart of the schedule, and I'm not trying to copy what NASCAR on Fox said or anything like that. I'm literally recording this, like, while the Martinsville Cup race is going on. This is more important to me. And, you know, they're in the heart of the NASCAR schedule, and they are right about that. Martinsville, Bristol, Darlington. Of course, Rockingham is, you know, heart of NASCAR type of schedule. We've had that race on the schedule in the Cup Series since Season 2 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. They're late to the party in real life. Of course, they had it well before that. But great to have this 400-miler back. This is one that we didn't have last year, and I kind of regret not having it, though the way the schedule worked out. Just didn't have room for it. We added 2 races to the schedule, and this was kind of one of them. And great to be back here at Darlington for a 400-miler, a 74-lap race tomorrow. It's going to be a one-stop race, so it'll be very different than what we'll see the end of August. I do believe is going to be August 31st will be the Meliolo Southern 500, the finale of the Wawa Cup Series season. We're still far from that. Thomas Troxell's hoping to be in championship contention when we come back here at the end of August. And he is there in the 62 machine, putting the first lap down, 29.277. We got the ticker back. I just didn't turn it on for the Uncharted session. There's Avery Alford there in the number 13 machine. Zane Davison, of course, raced his way in, qualified his way in, I should say. Carson Miller did the same, and so did Nathan Meyer. All the guys who advanced on there were in this session at least. And there's your points leader, Travis Crampton in the number 98. Did not have the best of runs at Martinsville. Got caught behind and I want to say he got a restart violation. I honestly have no clue what happened with Blaine Keys. And going back and reviewing that race, Blaine never jumped any of those guys. So I don't know if it was a strategy call or what. Travis had a similar issue, of course, later on in the race, though he got caught up in a wreck early on. There's Ludovic Charette in the 51. She's a driver who, you know, she keeps saying she's having a terrible season. She's third in the championship standings. Now, she's 42 points behind Travis Crampton there. But, of course, Ludovic Charette is a driver we expect to run well here. She won the Southern 500 and won that race by nearly 7 seconds over her teammate last September. And I would expect if there was going to be a first win of the year, this would absolutely be the place where that could happen. She is currently the fastest driver here in Group A. Zayden Davidson in the 00. And Laura Chung in the 20. Of course, Laura Chung won the pole last week in Martinsville. And there she is. How about Nathan Meyer running there in the 4th position? Carson Miller, 3 of the Uncharted drivers are top 5 right now. And, you know, this is a owner's racetrack. if there ever was one. Let's just put it that way. How about Laura Chung, though, going to the top of the board? Zayden Davidson holding on to the last spot right now. Drew Webb is 4th right there. Hasn't been the best of seasons for... Well, he's 13th in points. It's actually been a pretty good year, but currently holding on to the 2nd wild card. A very tight battle between Nathan Smith, Drew Webb, and Jack Haas at the moment, though any of those guys can jump into the top 10 at any given moment in the season. Braden Perez now up to the 4th position. Logan Williams, who won the Southern 500 a couple of years ago. Probably the biggest win that he has ever had in his career. He's in the 6th position. Nicholas Samideo in the 59 machine. We'll see what time he can post here. He is right now 20th quickest. He's definitely struggled in certain areas of the season. Of course, he got completely taken out last week at Martinsville. That clearly did not help him and his championship hopes, and this isn't going to help him here on this lap to the inside of Avery Alford. He's going to have to check it up off the exit. He improved his time just a little bit right there, and not really in a good position to improve on his time, especially considering you got to get that fast lap in quick. He's right around Avery Alford right there, and I don't think he's going to really get an opportunity to run a quick lap. Logan Williams up to 4th, though, his teammate with a fast car. Braden Perez to the top of the board in the number 44 machine. Great run there for Perez. And Braden won the pole for Atlanta, and we don't have as significant tire wear at Atlanta as we do here at Darlington, but kind of a similar type of racetrack, similar setup. I think that has favored the Millennium Motorsports guys. Ludovic Charette now on the bubble. Time is running out for the rest of the field. It is Braden Perez, Laura Chung, and Ludovic Charette right now, the top 3, who would advance on to the Fast 6 here for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Zay Davidson's 4th. Logan Williams is 5th. Drew Webb, Trey Bartow, Alex Amatali, Andrew Miller, Nathan Meyer, Tanner Parton, Carson Miller, then Travis Crampton, all the way back in 13th. Nicholas Amedeo is 14th. Thomas Troxel 15th there, and this is the inside lane, so double their position there. It'll be 29th on the inside for Troxel. 31st for Avery Alford, 33rd for Brad Stover, 35th for Philip Torres, 37th for Matthew Hubert, 39th for Rogel Dorn, and 41st for Roberto Crown Jr. That's the way they currently run right now. The time's going to run out here. The tire wear is getting a bit too significant at this point. And it will, in fact, be Braden Perez, Laura Chung, and Ludovic Charette advancing on to the Fast 6 here from the Darlington Raceway. Zayden Davidson will start 7th. Logan Williams will start 9th. Drew Webb will start 11th. Trey Bartow will start 13th. Alex Inventali will start 15th. Andrew Miller will start 17th. Nathan Meyer will start 19th. Tanner Parton will start 21st. Carson Miller will start 23rd. Travis Crampton will start 25th. Nicholas Samidea will start 27th. Thomas Troxel will start 29th. Avery Alford will start 31st. Brad Stover will start 33rd. Philip Torres will start 35th. Matthew Hubert will start 37th. Rogel Dorn will start 39th. And Justin Zaidel, not Roberto Crown Jr., excuse me, Justin Zaidel. I said that was Roberto Crown Jr., that's his teammate. Justin Zaidel will start in the 41st position. We move on to Group B and see who joins Perez, Chung, and Charette for the Fast 6. And here we go for Group B from the Darlington Raceway. I think we got a much stronger group here in this session. I just kind of feel that. Now, how many winners did we even have in that first session? Because Ludovic hasn't won a race yet. At Drew Webb, that's 1. Travis Crampton, that's 2. Thomas Troxel, that's 3. Yeah, we've had 8 races, so 5 of them are in this session, and then 3 of them are in that one. Kirsten Bell's not one of those winners yet this season. She has had a great season. She is 6th in the championship standings and definitely en route to making the chase like she did last year, but at this point last year she did have a race victory, and so far she has not gotten that, and everyone keeps on talking about the Grattan Racing Technologies Alliance and how strong they have been. Of course, Team Velocitar going 1-2 last week at Martinsville, and that thrilling finish. Where is he? I don't think he's out there yet, Daniel Pauls Jr. And Paulus especially. I can just sense these things, and I do see the ratings, so I see it all. I'm all knowing when it comes to the Wawa Cup Series. Daniel Paulus Jr. might be this year's Blaine Keys. I genuinely mean that. And we saw him finish runner-up last week, 2 weeks ago. Who knows? 2 weeks ago at the Homestead Miami Speedway. And, of course, he got the win last week. Almost lost it, though. He almost sold. He almost sold at the end. There he is. There he is. I knew he was out there somewhere. He almost sold last week to his teammate, but he got it by 1/100th of a second at Martinsville, of all places. And this team, they've been consistently up front in qualifying. And Daniel has definitely been moving up in the standings and could very well be a driver. He could be the driver that wins 6 races this year. I don't know. Will we see a 6-time winner this year? Even though we got 2 more races, I kind of have a feeling our maximum might be 4 for a driver this season. But we'll see if that ends up being the case. Paulus, though, I feel like is one of those strong guys who can absolutely do it because he has been consistent at this point in the season. I would only expect those guys to get better based on what I've seen. So we'll see. We'll see what Paulus can do. Right now, Kirsten Bell, LJ Cimento, Leonard Kochmer, the top 3. Blaine Keys is 4th quickest, and yeah, he's here. He's here to exercise those demons that overtook him back in September in that Southern 500. That was not the way he wanted that season to end. He went into that finale race with a significant point lead, you know, all things considered, and he choked it. He lost the championship to Ludovic Charette, and here he is. He's back at the Darlington Raceway, and he would love to win here today. Get his first win of the season there for Pacific Racing. He's 10th in points. He is currently in the chase right now. He's actually tied with Alex Aventali, but he holds the tiebreaker based on the top 10s. Goes all the way to top 10s right there. They have the same average finishing position, but Blaine has one more top 10 this year. But this is definitely a track that I can see Blaine rebounding on, though. We got Jared Martin, who's the fastest. And when I say that this is an owner's racetrack, when you got an uncharted guy who didn't do the range at the beginning of the season going fastest, that means that the car is doing a lot of the work. And I think that is very true here. Though Duncan Ward has been doing a lot of the work. He did not qualify well last week at Martinsville, but prior to that, he won the last 2 poles, both on speedways. And here he is once again, 2nd quickest in that Team Williams machine. Nathan Smith is up to the top of the board here, looking for a good qualifying effort here. Of course, he's the Las Vegas winner, right behind his teammate right there. Jared Martin still holding on to the 3rd position right there. And Duncan Ward just smashed him. What on earth? That is 0.2 of a second. That is by far the fastest time we have seen here today. And this is a driver who is going to win soon as well, based off of what I'm seeing. And who knows? We could see a Daniel Paulus Jr. versus Duncan Ward title race this year. I genuinely think that could happen. Because I don't know how good Ludovic really is long-term compared to some of these other guys, especially now they got a guy like Paulus under that umbrella. Team Williams has a guy like Duncan Ward. I have a good feeling about Duncan Ward this season. I really do. And then you got guys like Isaac Nichols and Nathan Smith who have kind of flown under the radar at the beginning of the season, who have both already gone the victory lane on speedways. Isaac does not have the best of runs here. He's currently 11th overall. His teammate, 2nd quickest in the 06. Jared Martin, how about... This is a driver, too. He's actually made 5 starts this season. This is going to be a 6th start in 9 races. And NS Racing, Nathan Stapleton, they got a lot of speed in their cars. That is evidenced by the fact that Travis Crampton is the points leader. Jared Martin, though, doing an excellent job this season. And he's looking to go for the pole here in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. How about that? Jack Haas there in 4th, Darian Arnsdorf in 5th. Paulus is 6th quickest, that's 12th place. And then you got Angel Gutierrez, LJ Cimento, Kirsten Bell. Blaine Key's going to start in 20th the way it's looking right now. That is not quite... It's been interesting for Keys this year, and, you know, he's 10th in points, so he's had a good season, but he's not been that, like, oh, no, watch out for Blaine Keys that we expected going into the season that we saw last year. I think, you know, to the point, we have a lot more drivers who are with better teams now, and the threshold's a lot wider up at the top, and that wasn't necessarily the case last year, or even the year before. Blaine won twice in 2023 as well. He's one of a few drivers who have won in both years and looking to get 3. Actually, Troxel has won in all 3 years now, so... Hey, Duncan Ward, Nathan Smith, Jared Martin, they're in the Fast 6. Jack Haas will start 8th. Darian Arnsdorf will start 10th. Daniel Paulus Jr. will start 12th. Angel Gutierrez will start 14th. LJ Semeta will start 16th. Kirsten Bell will start 18th. Blaine Keys will start 20th. Isaac Nichols will start 22nd. Haley Anderson Jr. will start 24th. Leonard Kochmer will start 26th. Christian Master will start 28th. Bernardo de Oliveira will start 30th. Brian Webb will start 32nd. Bruno Diacomo will start 34th. Jesse Turner will start 36th. Bryce Egan will start 38th. Zachary Fitzwater will start 40th. Roberto Crown Jr. will start in the 42nd position. Let's get on in the Fast 6 here from Darlington. Jared Martin going to lead us off here, going for the pole in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Well, Nathan's got to love this. His uncharted driver in the Fast 6, though I'm sure he would have loved to have Travis in the Fast 6 and help boost his points lead. But Jared Martin, definitely the surprise here. I mean, we got Perez, Chung, Charette, Duncan Ward, Nathan Smith. Those are all guys who have been up front in these races this season, have been up front in qualifying. Although only one of them has actually gone to victory lane this season, that being Nathan Smith in the 06. But Jared Martin, uncharted driver for NS Racing here. Let's see what he does. I don't think he's going to win the pole, but regardless of the fact, he's going to have a great starting position for tomorrow's race here at Darlington Raceway. I don't even know what a good time is here. 170 there through turns 1 and 2. Of course, a very wide sweeping but narrow corner. Going to minimize at 169. Going to go down the backstretch there. 182 is a maximum speed. Of course, the speed into the corners is really what makes the lap. 148. Going to be the minimum speed there for Jared Martin. And he'll set the benchmark here for the Fast 6 across the line. It is a 29.438 for Mr. Jared Martin in the 96. And here is Ludovic Charette, defending race winner of the Meliello Southern 500. Of course, a different race. And because tomorrow's race is only a one-stop race, the length of time will actually be on the tires, and the first stint will be longer than that in the Southern 500. That makes it a little bit interesting there. So they're actually going to be going on the tires a bit longer than they will be in the finale race. So still two very, very different races, and a lot more speed through the corner there for Ludovic Charette in the 51 machine, and that little bit of difference is in the driver ratings. And we can definitely expect Ludovic here to go to the top of the board, though there are some other drivers in this session who could very well have a say in her attempts to get the pole, but she'll go to the top of the board. It's a 29.130 for defending champion in Ludovic Charette. And Nathan Smith next in line in the 06, winner at Las Vegas 3 weeks ago. And a driver who's definitely going to be up there in a lot of these races, though I don't know if he's quite has the speed of his teammate Isaac Nichols overall, though Nichols did not make, of course, the Fast 6 here at Darlington. But regardless of the fact, Nathan Smith driving under the Grattan Racing Technologies Alliance, and it's funny enough, Parker Davis Enterprises is the only team that has had both of their drivers go to victory lane. Ludovic Charette and Matthew Hubert, the only two Grattan drivers who have yet to win a race this season, at least in terms of the charter drivers, of course. And definitely some speed there through the corner there for Nathan Smith. This is similar to what Ludovic did, but maybe a bit slower there off the exit of turn number 2. Nathan Smith, they're going into turn number 3. Going to minimize there at 150. Hit 150 there. He's going to be a notch below what Ludovic set. And it will be a notch below. 29.159. That is good enough for second place so far here in the Fast 6. And Laura Chung in the number 20 won the pole last week at Martinsville. Looking for her second straight pole in a row. Looking to do the same thing Duncan Ward did, but Duncan Ward's also next in line. And he has the fastest time in the group session so far today. The Laura Chung's been impressive this season there for Rut Racing, and I think it's a good fit for her, and she's definitely a driver, has a lot of speed. Let's have to see if she can translate that to a good run, maybe even a race victory. Still going for her first win on the channel in over 2 years. It'll be 165 across the line. Of course, as I mentioned, the speed in the corners is what really makes or breaks these lap times. And she's definitely got some decent speed there through turns 1 and 2, though she's going to hit 170 there off the exit. Really fly it there in the turns 1 and 2 quite a bit, but there is definitely a groove on that outside that you do not want to be in. Yeah, a little bit slower there off the exit. This will probably be third quickest overall for Laura Chung. Across the line, it's going to be a 29.326, and in fact will be third quickest. Next in line is Duncan Ward in the number 23. And Duncan Ward looking to get 3 poles out of 4 races here at the Darlington Raceway. Got the pole at Las Vegas, got the pole at Homestead, and has backed up some pretty decent runs in that regard as well, but he is currently 18th in the points after that bit of a struggle that he had at Martinsville. He got himself up into the top 10 and then got caught up in that accident between Ludovic Charette and Laura Chung, and once you know it, he's going to start right around both of them. First, Duncan Ward set the fastest lap in the group sessions. This car is very fast, this driver is very fast, and he is easily on the cusp of his first win. And he's definitely got some speed there through 1 and 2, and I have a good feeling about what he's putting together right now, because this could very well be a pole position for Duncan Ward here at Darlington. Oh, he's going to hit 149 though. That's a little bit slower, but he's going to pick up the speed off the exit. And it's going to be close. Will it be enough for the pole? It will. It will, barely, but he got it. 29.116. That knocks off Ludovic Charette by 14 one-thousandths of a second. And our last driver is Braden Perez in the number 44. Of course, he won the pole at Atlanta earlier this season, looking for his second pole of the season. And we're going to get ourselves a multi-time pole winner regardless of who gets it. Duncan Ward going for his third pole already in only 9 races. And Braden Perez in the 44 looking for his second pole of the season. Needs to beat a 29.116 that was just set by Duncan Ward. We'll see how fast this 44 machine is. Chase Harris's team here, Millennium Motorsports. Braden Perez has done an excellent job with these guys so far this season, though he's a little bit further behind from the Chase cutoff at this point. We know that Braden Perez, though, has the capability of winning here in the Wawa Cup Series. A 3-time winner back in 2023. His last win was with Team Williams at Michigan back in August of 2023. Pretty solid speed there. He's going to have a chance. Will it be enough for Braden Perez across the line? It's going to be a 29.164. Not enough. That is 4th quickest, and Duncan Ward has won his 3rd pole of the season here in the Wawa Cup Series. And there you have it. Starting lineup for the Advance Auto Parts 400. Duncan Ward and Ludovic Charette on the front row here at Darlington. Nathan Smith and Braden Perez in row number 2. Laura Chung and Jared Martin in row number 3. Then it's Zayden Davidson and Jack Haas in row 4. Logan Williams and Darian Arnsdorf in row 5. Drew Webb and Daniel Paulus Jr. in row 6. Trey Bartow and Angel Gutierrez in row 7. Alex Sanaventali and LJ Semedo in row 8. Andrew Miller and Kirsten Bell in row 9, Nathan Meyer and Blaine Keys in row 10, Tanner Parton and Isaac Nichols in row 11, Carson Miller and Haley Anderson Jr. in row 12, Travis Crampton and Leonard Kochmer in row 13, Nicholas Samidio and Christian Master in row 14, Thomas Troxel and Bernardo de Oliveira in row 15, Avery Alfred, Brian Webb in row 16, Brad Stover and Bruno Diacomo in row 17, Philip Torres and Jesse Turner in row 18, Matthew Hubert, Bryce Egan in row 19, Rogaldor and Zachary Fitzwater row 20, Justin Zeidel and Roberto Crown Jr. in row 21. Tomorrow noon Eastern Time, it's the Advance Auto Parts 400 here from the Darlington Raceway, race 9 of the season in the Wawa Cup Series. We'll see you guys there for that one. Look forward to seeing who gets it done here. And we're still early on here in the Wawa Cup Series season. Will we get our first 2-time winner? That's the big question. Congratulations to Duncan Ward on winning the pole here from Darlington, and I will see you guys later.